another big box from Goral. We got like 4 or 5 big boxes in from Goral recently because I ordered all the employees a pair of Goral or the SMUGS so that we could wear them and really show you how they wear and stuff. So they've been coming in, the new drops, the SMUGS, the mugs, the slugs, all the other the Goral stuff's been coming in. But this box has some cool stuff in it. There's a couple variations on the SMUGS that we're launching at the end of the month, October 31st. So I just want to do a quick unboxing, show them to you. Because I think we just did another unboxing of the actual SMUGS. But I like unboxings, they're fun. I do it anyway. I get all excited when I unbox stuff, and so you might as well join in and take part. And if you don't know what SMUGS are, it's the collaboration we did with Goral, where sneakers made using good shit. Just trying to make a sneaker in as close to a boot as possible without becoming a boot. You know, using the thicker leather, the leather insole that Goral does, and the Blake stitch around that wraps, sews the upper that's wrapped underneath, sidewall stitch. Yeah, just simplifying it like a boot. No over redundant linings, just a little stitch around the I got a pair on, I can just take them off. I got my natural on natural pair right now. Also, it made a 1-minute video of how to lace these and lace them like this, because this is how I like to lace them. It takes up allows you to cinch them down more because you don't have the laces going in between. See, doesn't it look so freaking good? Right? So I'll link that video, or like it's a little short, it's probably on YouTube, but I'll link that below so you can go watch how to do this. Look at the patina. Looks good, huh? That's what happens when you make a boot or a shoe to boot standard instead of Nike standard, because, you know, we've talked about it plenty, but like a pair of Nikes, you know, a couple times wearing is about as comfortable as it's ever gonna get, it's about as good as it's ever gonna get, and then it just starts dropping off of the face of the earth, and then eventually they worn out and you throw them away. Whereas boots and more like the high quality stuff, they're as uncomfortable as they're gonna be when you first get them, and then you have to earn that comfort, and then that comfort just maintains, it plateaus for a really long time because you use really high quality materials instead of cheap materials. And so it's just a completely different experience. And there's not very many boots or shoes out there that are made like boots. The long awaited Drifter 3s are finally released, which means I can finally show everybody the patinaed pair that I've been hiding and waiting until the launch of the video to really show everybody, because they turned out so freaking good. So this pair, I just beat up. I simulated just tons and tons of work. If you didn't care about your boots and you just wore them to work, wore them riding, wore them out on the range, anything you're doing, beating the crap out of them, this really shows out. All the chunks taken out, the scars, the scratches, that gradient coming through, versus this is more simulating tons of wear that you're trying to be a little bit more protective of it. You're not trying to scratch it up, you're trying to let that slow gradient of patina come through as that blood red core of the blood core leather slowly gets exposed. Or you can just keep it old school and shine them up and polish them and keep just a little hint of red, because that's the whole point of this leather, is you can do anything you want with it. It's supposed to show and emphasize that leather is a material that you can just beat the crap out of and it'll stay strong. Because the whole concept of this blood core leather we designed with Seidel is to emphasize that leather is so durable, and it is the flesh of an animal, and you're supposed to beat it up. You're supposed to scratch it and scar it. And same concept with these boots. They're a pair of whites on their hand sewn, stitched down. It's the highest quality boots made in the US in my opinion. This is our Western kind of like more modern packer with a little bit wider toe, not quite as high of a heel, but still Western inspired without being a giant cowboy boot. So if you want a pair of these, check them out below. There's a sizing video and the launch video. If they're sold out, get on that limited edition email list. So check them out below. You know, I think we just posted a SMUGS alternative video, because anytime we're doing these collaborations that I think are pretty cool and innovative and different, I like to show some alternatives, because it's the goal with this is not to be like, we're the only ones making this, like we're trying to cut everyone out of the market. Like, you know, we just try to make cool stuff with cool brands and like do some different things. And so I'll put that link below too, because there's brands like Crown Northampton, another English company, another company using lots of high quality materials, veg tan insoles. This is the Whole Cut Everton. Go watch the unboxing of that. I'll put that below as well. Whole Cut Cordovan sneaker, and you can see I have not been babying this thing. I'll show you on this camera too. Pretty wild. So I'll do an update video on these at some point, just to kind of keep you in the loop of how all these really cool products are wearing in, especially like the Cordovan ones. But yeah, that's what this is. Love it. Super comfy, super durable. And it's a sneaker that acts like a boot. It plateaus and it stays comfortable for a really long time. Just gets more and more comfortable and then maintains it at cruising altitude for a really long time. And you know, I had a little example of the SMUGS in here. This is the new SMUGS we launched with the Vibram outsole and the CF Stud leather, because I'll show you. Let's unbox it. Butt knife. This is that little Kershaw. I unboxed all a ton with this one. I'll show you a different one. Yeah, Blade HQ did a little collaboration with Kershaw, one of my favorite knife companies. I'm not a knife guy, but like I've owned a bunch of Kershaws and I loved them until I lost them. So if you want that, that's in the description as well. Keep a little zoom out, get the full effect. Okay, I don't know if these are in any particular order. So let's just start unboxing and see what's what. Okay, first up. What we got? Take a little guess. Oh, I know what these are. Let's do these. We'll do these after. I forgot these are in here. It'll be a little sneak peek of another project in the works. We'll do these at the end of the video. Both of these. Okay. These are the ones I want to unbox first, I think. Bless you. Okay, what do we have here? What kind of SMUGS do we have? CF Stead SMUGS. Look at that. If you don't know who CF Stead is, they're the only suede manufacturer, or like tannery, that I think is worth their salt that I've seen. There's probably some other good ones, but like CF Stead is known for making some of the highest quality suedes in the entire world, and suedes are cut from that lower cross section. But because of how CF Stead does it, they keep the grain really tight. They maintain as high in the cross section as they can, and they just make really tough suede. And it just looks cool. Look at that, natural suede. And if you didn't, I probably already said it, but CF Stead is like an English company. And so it's cool that Goral being English, CF Stead being one of the more famous tanneries in England, kind of combining the two. I love it. When we released the mugs, people were like, you guys have to release those in the SMUGS, please. And so me and Dom talked, and we're like, should we just like do a quick batch of these for like the relaunch? And we're like, yeah, let's do it. And so thanks to you guys, that's why we're doing this. I think they turned out really nice, at least this one. Okay, let's see the next one. And the reason I don't like suede in most shoes and boots is because usually it's like Nike and these big corporations that are using like really cheap Chinese suede that just is like so stretchy and you can literally rip it apart. And it stretches more, you know, but at the same time, a higher quality suede is going to be more malleable. It's more not more durable. It's more abrasion resistant because you just have the suede on the outside. It's like a work boot, how they put the rough out, you know, the flesh side out. It's more breathable. It's more flexible. There's a lot less break-in period compared to like the Chrome Excel we did in the first batch of SMUGS. It's roughly 2 millimeters thick, so still in that boot thickness range. You know, the SMUGS were like 2.5, so we're still well above the 1 to 1.5 sneaker thickness at 2 millimeters. And it'll probably hover between 2 and 2.2. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Because I've only seen photos of these, and this one is probably my least favorite colorway, because I already have a pair of like these that are similar that I like the vibe of that. Because these other ones, like this, look at that. Look at the color of this suede. It's like a really like reddish chocolate, and I think it's so pretty. And like that's the fun of the suede, right? Is you get that matte finish to it. You get those unique depths of color that you can't get in a grain leather, because grain leather has this other form of depth of color. It's actual depth. Whereas suede is more of like, you get the variations in colors on how the light hits the different fibers, how like the fibers are laying, and how you wear the fibers. And I just love the look of this one. And I love that we flipped the counter reversed so that you get kind of that boot-ish vibe to it. It just adds a nice contrast too. This is the color I really, really like. 2 millimeters, 2.1. Okay. Got three more, actually 2 more. I know what's in the other box. And some people are gonna be like, oh, I thought you hated Suede. It's like, yeah, I do, except for CF Stead, because they're freaking awesome. And like that's why we're still launching the regular SMUGS in the OG colorways, the 4 Chrome XLs. But look at the green. You know what I mean? Like you can't get this same, because green leather is so shiny. Sometimes green shoes can just be like, whoa, that's a lot of green. You know, I don't even know if you can see this on the green screen. I'll show you the top down. But it's just a nice foresty, like it's a solid green. It just has a completely different look to it. I feel like I'm just saying the same things over and over, but I'm excited about them, okay? So what? I get to geek out over the stuff I helped design. It's part of the fun. Oh, okay, well, this is the one box set. Woo! Shout out. Sent some hats for the crew. I already stole one of these. Like, because the employees were like, they sent us some hats. I was like, give me one. Give me one of those. I want one of those. I was like, I don't care. I'll spoil the unboxing. I want to wear it. Saturday Cobbler Club 1932, Goral on the back. A little what is this called? Corduroy? It's a little corduroy hat. Look at it. And I love the black hat, you know. I like a bent ram too, so a little bit from the country. Like I'm not a big flat brim guy. Okay. And last color. Okay. Next. Black. Look at that. Same concept. Once again, like the darkness of this black compared to like a grain black. Let me grab you a grain, a black grain. Oh, here's a good example. These are my Chizos. See what I mean? Like the shininess compared to the matte, it makes it more black. So. Love it. So those are all the new SMUGS. We'll have some more information. We're gonna have the fun part of this video with the CF Stead release on the 31st. Is the video is gonna be more about CF Stead than anything, and kind of like the English manufacturing, because we've already covered the SMUGS. And so if you want to watch that, the cut in half, all the details, how we designed it, I'll put the unboxings. I'll put the cut in half videos below. I'll put other Goral videos below as well. So, because I really want to cover CF Stead, and the whole Suede thing, and I want to test some of it, and it's gonna be cool. So, what are these other 2 boxes? The mystery boxes. Let me show you. As you guys know, I hate having my toes squished, and I just like, traditional shoes are so narrow, especially English shoes, and then there's the barefoot world that's just so ridiculously barefoot. Like they just look like flippers. I like my Keens. I like my gym greens because they're a little more subtle. They're kind of like, they hide how wide they are. I like my limbs. Like I'm always wearing my limbs mocks like nonstop because they do a good job of hiding how wide they are. And so, after the success of the African Troopers, the Barefoot African Rangers, and the other like barefoot stuff that we've done, I was like, I want a barefoot sneaker last that isn't a flipper. It's not so wide it's ugly and like you don't feel like wearing them because you're like, everyone's gonna look at my shoes and I look like I'm wearing flippers. I look like I'm a duck walking around. I want a last that rides in between an English like classy little slim last and a barefoot last. And I want something that like, because the biggest pain for me is like when I have more narrow shoes on, it pulls my big toe in, and I hate that feeling. It like makes your like toe knuckle sore, and like your toe naturally wants to go straight. And so even on like regular sneakers, that there's just always that slope in because that's what people like, except for me. And then I was like, I don't like these are the wide. These are a 10.5 wide. I'm a 10 on the brand, so I went like as wide as I could, and it's still a little narrow for me. And so we've been playing with the concept of kind of riding those 2 lines of barefoot and traditional to try to make like a semi-anatomical barefoot-ish last that's not so ridiculous you don't feel like wearing it, but still gives you the comfort and doesn't ruin your feet. And this is the first prototype. Very, very early prototypes, more of just like a proof of concept just to get the ball rolling. So let's do it. Oh yeah, the white ones. So you can see very, very wide and very anatomical. But, you know, to me, that's pretty freaking wide. That's a little bit too wide for me. You know, I'm like, I want it like here. Like I want kind of the straight-ish toe. You know, I want the semi-anatomical look, but I don't need it 15 feet wide. I've got narrow feet naturally, but I think there's a lot of people out there that like they want a semi-anatomical one. They don't want the opposite ends of the spectrum. They just want something that's like, I just want something comfortable, semi-zero drop, wide enough, doesn't squish my toes too much, but still looks good, still has some support, still structures your foot. Like Sam, he's huge into skating, and like we're completely different when it comes to how we want our shoes to fit. I like mine plenty of room, plenty of wiggle room. He likes his tight. And so and same with Jay, like my buddy Jay, who hops on the channel from time to time. He's the same way, just likes everything so tight and so small, and I like them wide. And so we're trying to bridge that gap. And this is the first attempt. And you know, it's just a proof of concept. It's too wide, but you get the point. Like imagine that, like that's already pretty freaking good. People are like, that's not a barefoot last. How dare you, what are you doing? Like anytime we do anything new and different, like people are like, I'm having a complete come apart over this that I have nothing to do with. And so it's always fun to do like a little bit of something that's gonna upset people and disrupt what's going on. And I think that's how this project's gonna be, because I've never seen anybody do what, and right now actually, Keaton is 10 feet behind me in the next room, and we bought like a LiDAR scanner that gets precise measurements within 0.5 millimeters. And we're designing the last in-house to try to do this. And Keaton's on it right now. Like he's literally scanning like some last that we're basing it off of. It's a fun project. I'm very excited about it because it's literally the sneaker last that I want. You know, and nobody does it. You know, there's some shoes that are similar. Like Keen's got like that wide-ish toe box without being too wide. Like I said, Jim Green. With some other companies that are fairly wide. Oboes. You know, there's people that have done it with a semi-wide last that I really like, but not in a sneaker way, and not from like one of the highest quality sneaker manufacturers in the world. And there's some other details and surprises I'm not going to spoil right now until we get closer. Because people, yeah, these are the ones I want. I was like, does it come in black? Because I don't like white shoes very much. So these are the pairs I'm going to be wearing around to just kind of get a feel for it, see how they actually like operate on foot. So let's do it. Let's try them on, because we're already 18 minutes. Sorry, not sorry. That's the point of this channel. Let's be rambly. What am I wearing? I already took the one shoe off. I was wearing my mugs. No, my SMUGS. The naming's so funny. I just also think it's hilarious to like work with one of the finest leather goods manufacturer in the entire world, some of the highest quality shoes ever made, and we're like, SMUGS, slugs, bugs. I get a kick out of it. I think it's funny. So early prototypes. So we got like a non-anatomical insole in there. So what I'll do is I'll make our own little insole. I'll do a little boot breaker. Maybe put a piece of it, because we got some leather boot breakers coming out, because we did the boot breakers and people are like, do this, but also in leather. And I was like, okay, we already have the dies. We'll just cut some and launch them. And so we got a leather boot breaker that you can stack with your foam boot breakers, or whatever you want to do. So that's what I'll do for this. So I can actually wear it, because this doesn't fit on the inside. Let's try it. That already looks better than I thought on foot. It's still very wide. It's wider than I would like. But that feels pretty good. You know? But imagine if it was just a little bit more. Like you take like half an inch off of that. So just a quick preview. You know, these launch on the 31st, Halloween, and limited quantities on certain colors. Here's what the colors are called, because I forgot what they're called. I didn't write it down before I started recording. And we're re-releasing all the SMUGS and the Chrome XLs from the last launch, with the natural, the black, the brown, and green, I think. And be on the lookout for these. I'm just gonna keep updating you guys, because this is a really fun little project. And we're doing some stuff that, once again, the fun of the collaborations is the fact that it pushes us and pushes me specifically to learn more, to experience more, to help, because I've never designed a last. I've never done that. How many people have done that? Not like hardly any, like last makers, and like some boot companies. And so we're like designing a last in-house. We're buying the equipment to like be able to design it. We're learning how to do it. We're just learning the ins and outs of last. And because as like a footwear reviewer, you want to be continually improving your education and learning from other people and new parts of the industry. And that's what these collaborations allow us to do is get behind that wall of manufacturing and just see like, let's get behind the curtain and see what's going on over here. Oh, okay, so I understand how this works. Oh, so that's why they can't do this, this, and this. And that's a huge part of why the collaborations are fun, exciting, and useful, but also it's a huge part of how we were able to afford to run these channels and cut brand new stuff apart all the time and run this channel. You know, we get like 10,000 views a video. It's like, you know, we're not making millions of dollars off of Rose Anvil 2, but your guys' support and support of the collaborations and everything that we do is what makes it possible. So thank you guys. Get ready on the 31st, get on that limited edition email list so you get the early access, so you get the sizing guide. I'll put the sizing guide in the links below too, so you can just start prepping anyway. And that's it. So thank you guys. See you. Also, shout out to Goral. Like, yeah, Goral's so awesome. And all the employees that are willing to put up with the crazy ideas. So that's it. See you.